Something is shifting quietly, dangerously, and all at once. India, China, Afghanistan, every headline feels disconnected, but when you look closely, a pattern starts to emerge. Robots patrolling borders, spyware being forced into every citizen's phone, extremist groups regrouping right next door, and an entire region slowly turning into a geopolitical pressure cooker. The question isn't what is happening. The real question is why is all of this happening right now? And what does it mean for the future of South Asia and the whole world? Let's break it down. The Chinese T-800 robot spotted at the India-China border. This story sounds like science fiction, but it isn't. Reports come from the Indian side of the line of actual control claim that Indian troops spotted a Chinese robotic ground unit patrolling near a forward Chinese post. A camera equipped autonomous border robot, moving, observing, and responding without a human driver. And here's the part that shocked everyone. Just 2 days. 2 days later, Chinese state linked channels showcased a new humanoid robot, the one people online are calling the real T-800. Not CGI, not a lab experiment, a fully functional battlefield robot. While the United States models like Atlas and Digit, these are the models of the United States robots, the US robots actually, are still performing controlled tests. China's prototypes are being placed directly in military training zones. So ask yourself, why is China deploying robotic systems on the world's most sensitive border, or you can say the most sensitive border of China as well? Is this the beginning of an automated conflict? And how will India respond when the border is no longer guarded by soldiers but by machines? Because one mistake, dear viewers, one mistake, it's not a human. One misread command could ignite a crisis between two nuclear armed giants. Now let's shift from the mountains to your pocket. Another big news from India. India has quietly taken a step that no democracy has ever taken before. Every every new mobile phone in your hand in India will come with a mandatory undeletable government app called Sanchar Saathi. You cannot delete it. You cannot disable it, and soon the government will push it through OTA updates to clear, like to every older device as well. Officially, the app is to help track the lost phones, but cybersecurity experts say something else about it. What are they saying? This is digital surveillance at a level never seen before in Indian history. Because once a government places an app on your phone that you cannot control, that you cannot remove, they can update it, modify it, expand it, or turn it into anything it wants. What could come next? Forced digital ID integration, full control over VPN use, access to messages, photos, and files, real time monitoring of journalists and political opponents. These are the questions that everyone is asking right now. India's new Data Protection Act already gives the government full exemption from many privacy rules. This is not just an app, ladies and gentlemen, it is actually a test run for the future, a digital future where the government sits inside every single pocket of yours and nobody can say no. While India focuses on internal control, something far more dangerous is happening across the border as well. A new report from Eurasia Review warns that Afghanistan has again become the world's largest safe haven for multinational terror groups. How many terror groups? Not one group, not two. Then how many? More than dozens. ISIS, Al Qaeda, TTP, Eastern Turkestan militants, Central Asian insurgents, all operating freely. According to that report, over 13,000 fighters are active across Afghanistan. More than 6,000 TTP, Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan militants are operating from Afghan soil. Recruitment networks, crypto-based funding, and propaganda centers are expanding. Taliban leadership either cannot stop them or is unwilling to. This isn't just a regional problem, it is global. Recent incidents prove it. The drone attack on Chinese engineers in Tajikistan, the killing of the United States National Guard members by a suspect that was linked to Afghan extremists, renewed threats spreading across borders, including into Pakistan, the recent clash between Pakistan and Afghanistan, the recent strikes on across the Pakistani border. For years, Pakistan warned the world actually that Afghanistan would become a hub of international militancy again. Now the world is finally realizing Pakistan wasn't wrong, it was early. Inside India, surveillance rises. Along the Chinese border, robots appear, and across South Asia, India's foreign policy is creating anger and resistance. India's recent actions speak for themselves. But what India has done for its neighbor countries, they cannot forget it. Unilaterally suspending the Indus Waters Treaty with Pakistan, pressuring Nepal with economic tools, and Bangladesh, you all know, influencing politics inside Bangladesh, aggressively expanding military infrastructure in disputed regions. This isn't being viewed as leadership, it's being viewed as bullying. In Bangladesh, public anger toward Indian interference is now openly visible. You can clearly see the relations of India and Bangladesh. People who were once silent are now calling India a regional hegemon, creating instability across borders. And analysts warn, in trying to dominate the neighborhood, India is instead isolating itself and creating a ring of hostile neighbors. The exact opposite of what a rising power wants. Viewers, robots at the border, spy apps in phones, militants regrouping in Afghanistan, neighbors pushing back against India. These stories are not separate, they are connected with something bigger. They are connected with something that's going on, and we are entering a new era of competition. A competition that is not driven by territory but by technology, data, and influence. China is preparing for future warfare. India is preparing for future surveillance. Extremist groups, on the other hand, are preparing for future chaos. And Pakistan, sitting in the middle of all of this, is once again forced to navigate threats from every single direction. So the question becomes, is South Asia heading toward technological conflict, political confrontation, or a new wave of militancy, or all three at the same time? These developments didn't just happen in 1 week. They are signs of a shift, a deeper shift that the world is only now starting to recognize. Robots guarding borders, governments entering into your pockets, militants regrouping with new technology, and neighbors turning into rivals. Which of these stories, viewers, concerns you the most? And what do you think that this region will look like in 5 years if this trajectory continues? Drop your thoughts below. I'm reading every comment. Till then, take care. Have a good one. Bye.